Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to begin by welcoming everyone and thanking each and every one of you for being here today for the marriage of Patrick and Katelyn. Last Christmas Eve, Patrick and Katelyn asked me to officiate their wedding ceremony today. And to be honest, it was a pretty heavy moment for me. I did get a little choked up. You see, I've had a wonderful marriage for over 30 years to my wife, Jane. Together, we've raised 3 wonderful children and recently welcomed our daughter-in-law, Megan, to our family. My brothers and sisters all have wonderful kids. Our families are very close. My sister Julie became a grandmother this year, and my parents became great-grandparents. And so here I am, as a 50-something plus, a little, where I find myself just feeling overwhelmingly blessed and fortunate to have such a wonderful marriage, to have such a great family. And I can tell you, when you get to my age, you do a lot of reflecting. Most of your thoughts will stem back to your wedding and the life you've had since you were married, raising in your family. And I'm pretty sure it's that way for most people my age. And so here was my sister's son, my godson, asking me to bless this same awesome journey. And I was just so happy for Patrick, so happy knowing that this was going to be the start of what I perceive to be the best part of his life, and being overjoyed knowing that he had found the perfect partner in Katelyn to share the rest of his life with.
Okay. Aww. Thank you, Peyton. Come here. Thank you, baby. That's so nice. Peyton, can I give to you? I give to you. Stage kiss. That was good. Each other. Aww. We'll finally have nice pictures together. Yeah. I bought your pieces. You bought my pieces. You did.
Oh my god, wait, this picture of Nora?
So cute.
Oh my god! So tiny. She's such a cutie.
I'm going to speak for mine and my sister's entire family. If Patrick didn't hurry up and propose to Katelyn, one of us was going to do it for him. Horns, Foleys, Lallies, Avakians, Laravies have been waiting for this day for a long time. Katelyn, we're so thrilled that you're becoming part of our family. Now, Patrick and Katelyn also grew up in a happy, loving family too, but today they will make promises to commit to each other for life, to be beside each other in this next, in what I believe to be the most important phase of their lives.
Oh, that's what we do. We love hanging out and having beers. That's literally what we do.
You're gonna like the way good luck.
I think Alfredo is.
No,
I think Fredo's short.
It's just Fredo.
Alfredo is not.
He's the cousin, I think. No, he's his brother. Okay.
Sorry,
Mayor
son.
Fettuccine.
Can't do it, son.
These are the photos of when we were trying to explain The Godfather.
That wasn't that funny. Don't laugh at it.
Yes.
Don't listen to Alfredo over here.
Yeah, Alfredo.
Now, Patrick and Katelyn had some similarities in their family lives growing up. A few differences, but more similarities. Different in that growing up, Katelyn lived in several places: California, Atlanta, New Jersey, but eventually settling in her favorite place of all, Duxbury. Patrick grew up in Norwood, a town with a reputation where people who grew up there married someone from the town, like his parents did, and then stayed there forever, like his parents did.
Can you help me put on Germany? Am I supposed to be smiling? Yeah, like just, no, not like at the camera, but just like in general.
Oh, you look so good. Oh my God. You look so good. Oh, you look stunning. Oh my gosh, just look at this. Wow, are you feeling good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, you look so
It's
beautiful.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you look awesome. You're crushing it. Wow, you look so good. So I have to see you. Are you gonna get? All right, go.
You guys like out in the pollen?
Yeah, we're on the moss. That's fine though. This is like class, you know what I mean? You got this, you got the diamond, that's awesome. That looks so good. I think I got a ring on you. Do I take that? Or you got just the wedding band?
I've got it figured out, don't you worry.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. This is why I have her in my life. You feeling good?
Feeling good.
All right, we're gonna crush it. We're gonna crush it today. I'm gonna do too.
All right, awesome.
Wait to celebrate. I can't wait just to hang out.
I know, I'm so excited.
Like, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait just to hang out tonight in our hotel room. I'm just like, yeah, wedding's done. You know what I mean?
We're good. Oh my goodness.
Sports were always in the mix for these two. Patrick and his brothers were absorbed with playing baseball. In one particular memorable season, they were lucky enough to overlap in ages where older brother Brian was able to play on the same team as Patrick and Kevin. Though the team was 0-13, the team could always rely on Patrick for witty comments in the dugout that took the sting out of a tough season. Perhaps this is where he was developing those roots for being that guy that could take over a room, make everyone feel invited, crack a joke, and inject some fun into any situation. I guess if a case could be made for the opposites attract theory, Katelyn showed immense signs of maturity far beyond most kids her age. When her sister Nora was born when Katelyn was just 15. Katelyn embraced that responsibility with overwhelming enthusiasm. She was that high school student who drove around with a baby seat in the car. Both had hard-working parents who constantly sacrificed to provide a supportive and nurturing environment for their kids. Katelyn's mom, Kathleen, worked in IT at a time when the industry was exploding, managing large projects that often required those relocations. Her father, Ralph, worked in the culinary field, often coached the kids' sports teams, and was always helping around the house. Ralph had a reputation for being that kind of guy who would give you the shirt off his back, the kind of guy who relished pulling over in a snowstorm to help someone change a flat tire. His impromptu family trips were legendary. Ralph got the urge for an adventure one afternoon, so they hopped in the car and drove to Tennessee. On another occasion during Katelyn's sophomore year in college, with virtually no notice, Ralph picked up Katelyn and her friend Megan at Merrimack, drove the girls to a huge Lululemon sale in Boston, waited while the girls shopped, and then brought them home to Merrimack. Now, I love my dad very much, and I'd like to think I was a great father, but an adventure for us was taking the kids to Bubbling Brook for an ice cream. Likewise, over at the Horns, Bobby and Julie shared the same kind of partnership. Bobby's ability to connect with people from all backgrounds helped him build a large network in the lumber industry that he was able to parlay into a very successful sales career. Julie spent the early years taking care of Patrick and his brothers, followed the boys by working at their schools, St. Catherine's and Severian, where she could be close by, and as we all know, became that rock the boys needed growing up. Patrick and Katelyn both enrolled in Merrimack College class of 2018. The day before classes started his freshman year, a non-English speaking barber misunderstood the assignment, as the expression goes, and mistakenly shaved his head. Julie remedied this as best she could by going to Lids and dropping a small fortune. So much so that Patrick was widely known as Pat with the Hat for most of his freshman year. But the most significant development his freshman year was meeting a girl from Duxbury. Ever-responsible Katelyn was beginning to develop that reputation she has today for being one of the hardest working among us. She decided to forego volleyball and dedicated herself to focusing on studies. Patrick joined the rugby team, and through his dedication was named captain, very unusual for a freshman. But in the 4th week of the season, Merrimack was a heavy underdog at Providence, where his good friend Joey, who's an usher here today, attended. And after a close 70-0 loss, Patrick shifted that dedication by skipping the team bus ride home, quitting the team, and partying with Joey instead. But he was steadfast in his pursuit of Katelyn. Eventually, his dedication here would pay off, and by senior year, they would be known as a couple. To this day, Katelyn has never said if Patrick's buzz cut attributed to the slow start, but let's just say he's never had a haircut since with a 3-inch blade or shorter. On a not too recent afternoon, Katelyn was asked to take care of Nora on a last-minute notice. The way Nora described it to me, "My sister said we should have an adventure. Let's jump on the ferry and go to Boston." As Katelyn and Nora were entering the ferry parking lot, an elderly woman was visibly struggling to find parking as the ferry was about to depart. Katelyn helped the woman find a parking spot, paid for parking at one of those meters that can be just about challenging for anybody to figure out, and ensured that she made the ferry. One thing I didn't need to ask Nora was where she thought Katelyn got the idea for that impromptu adventure or the inspiration to show kindness to a random stranger. Earlier, when I said my family was overjoyed that Patrick was marrying Katelyn, it's because this is who she is. And in similar fashion, Katelyn's family and girlfriends shared many stories with me about how much they love Patrick for the way he cares for her, the way he embraces Katelyn and Nora's monthly sleepovers, for the way he pays attention to the small details that make Katelyn happy, whether that was making sure he proposed on Duxbury Beach or organizing their well-planned weekends away together. Over the past few years, all of us have witnessed Patrick and Katelyn's relationship blossom. It doesn't seem to matter where they are or what they do, as long as they are together. Take, for example, their trip to drive the California coast. Raging forest fires prevented them from seeing many of their planned attractions. No problem. They made the best of it and just changed most of their itinerary on the fly. At one point, the GPS rerouted them to drive through farm country for a few hours. And Katelyn drove the car while Patrick completed his live football fantasy draft. I know some of those ushers were out late last night, but I can tell you right now, some of them are thinking that, man, he should have pulled over that car and married her right there on the spot. It's their togetherness that makes them happy. If you made the journey here today, you know them well enough to know what I'm talking about. Though we have thousands of important moments throughout our lives, marriage is regarded as so critical that we acknowledge its special status by sharing it with those who are dearest to us. All of us know that no ceremony today would be complete without remembering Ralph and Bobby. They will always be a part of what makes you both special. Both would be thrilled with the choices you made in each other. Now, you fell in love by chance, but you are here today because you're making a choice. You're both choosing each other. You chose to be with someone who makes you smile, makes you laugh, who you trust to be your soulmate, who'll be your most trusted partner to help you through all of the hardest challenges that we face in life. You're about to make promises to each other that will last forever. You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for each other, find happiness to each other. You're vowing to be there for each other. You're forming a lifelong partnership and saying to each other, every journey and experience I'm going to have for the rest of my life, I'll be taking with you. Patrick and Katelyn, now time to declare yourselves to one another.
That was awesome.
Oh, we're not done yet. Patrick, will you have Katelyn from this day forward to be your wedded wife, to live together in God's love in the sacred state of matrimony? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, honor and cherish her, in sickness and in health, in trying times and smooth, in lean times and full, all the days of your life?
I do.
Katelyn, will you have Patrick from this day forward to be your wedded husband, to live together in God's love in the sacred state of matrimony? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and cherish him, in sickness and in health, in trying times and smooth, in lean times and full, all the days of your life?
I do.
Katelyn, I give you this ring, wear it with love and joy. As this ring has no end, my love is forever.
Patrick, I give you this ring, wear it with love and joy. As this ring has no end, my love is also forever.
May your life together be blessed with prosperity and good health. May you always share open and honest communication with one another. May you respect each other's individual talents and gifts, and give full support to each other's professional and personal pursuits. May you cherish the life you create together. May all the years to come be filled with moments to celebrate and renew your love. May your love for each other be a lifelong source of excitement, contentment, affection, respect, and devotion to one another. I now pronounce you husband and wife, united in love and friendship. Go forth each day and live each day to the fullest together. Patrick, you can now kiss the bride.
I'd like to thank Stephen and Cheryl and everybody that assisted them to do this job on this wonderful venue. I know that all of you that are here today have seen this couple interact, and I'm forgetting the rest of it, but that's it. I just want you to know that Katelyn has had this dream since she was involved in weddings of her cousins at this venue, and she always wanted to have her wedding here. Her dream was fulfilled today. I know a lot of you have traveled a great distance to be here, so it shows what you think of this couple. And I have never met two people that are so intelligent, so social, so fabulous to be around. And I just wish them happy life and a fruitful one. Thank you.
Before we dive into the festivities today, I want to take a moment to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Cheryl and Steve for hosting this amazing event. Also, cannot forget to thank both Katelyn and my mom Julie for all the love and effort they put into this event as well. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a wedding with a built-in wine tasting? I'm filled with genuine happiness today. Pat, my brother, my twin, and my lifelong partner in crime. It's a special moment as you start this new chapter with Katelyn. Katelyn, I've known Pat since the womb, literally, and I can assure you, life with him will be an adventure full of love, laughter, and endless surprises.
I've had the privilege of being Pat's older brother since he came into our world. At least that's what my mom would want me to say. To put it lightly for you all here, Pat was an absolute menace to society as a child. Every day until maybe I graduated high school, we were challenging each other for basically everything. Who could sit in the front seat of the car first? Who could wake up earlier every weekend morning to obtain control of the TV remote to watch the shows we wanted to watch? Basically, who could assert themselves as the alpha male in the house? He was always trying to copy most of the things I would do or was into. Anytime I grew out of the clothes, he was right there at my bedroom door, waiting to receive them. Anytime I started taking interest in something new, all of a sudden Pat would start taking a liking into the same thing. My mom told me to consider it a compliment and that eventually he would stop. Well, today I'm sitting here in front of everyone, including my wife, Katelyn Horn, giving a best man speech to Pat and his now wife, Katelyn Horn. I guess I will keep waiting.
I first met Kate during our college orientation group, and she lived across the hall from me our freshman year. Over the course of that first semester, we became best friends and eventually roommates for the rest of college. We have spent so much time together that sometimes we even say the same things at the exact same time. Today, I have the best title of all, her maid of honor. Before I go on, I want to take a moment to remember two very important people who are not here with us tonight, Mr. Thomas and Mr. Horn. While they may not be physically present, their spirits are felt all around us. It is evident with the rain. I am sure they are filled with joy knowing Katelyn and Patrick have found such incredible happiness and love in each other. May their memories live on as you begin this next chapter of your lives together. Although we are on the West Coast, please join me in transporting us back to the East Coast, to a tiny school in North Andover, Massachusetts, where Kate and Pat's story began, at Merrimack College. Katelyn has one of the sharpest memories of anyone I know. Mine may not be as keen, but I do remember a few highlights from the early days of dating at Merrimack. Number 1, the first weekend of our senior year of college when Pat worked up the nerve to talk to Katelyn at Rolf's, a bar off campus. Number 2, their first date. Pat showed up to our apartment to pick up Kate with a bouquet of flowers, and I vividly remember them grinning ear to ear. Number 3, December 13th, 2017, my birthday, when Pat graciously offered to drive a handful of our friends in the Merrimack van to a restaurant near campus for my birthday dinner. What 21-year-old guy would do that unless he was super interested in the girl? Not many. Number 4, April 2018, Kate FaceTimed me to tell me Pat had officially asked her to be his girlfriend, and the rest, as they say, is history. It's worth noting that the invisible string theory played a part in bringing these two together. Throughout those 4 years at Merrimack, something always tied Katelyn and Patrick together. Mutual friends, chance encounters, or the time Kate almost hit Pat with her car in the parking lot. They were destined to be together.
I feel incredibly fortunate to have Pat by my side throughout this journey. While I cherish all our memories, we certainly had an unconventional start. Let's rewind to the day Pat was born. Glowing and healthy, he was actually described from the nurse, a beautiful, strong baby boy. Fast forward just 10 minutes later, I made my grand entrance looking like something like out of a sci-fi movie. My mom had to stretch my arms out every morning because I simply got my ass kicked in there. As we grew up, Pat continued to dominate our sibling rivalry. We had our fair share of epic battles in Nana and Grandpa's cement pool, where he would attempt to drown me. I also remember wrestling matches with our cousins, Derek and Craig, during legendary knee hockey tournaments in the basement. Those moments were filled with playful chaos, and I look back on them just grateful I survived Pat's famous move, the horn headlock. Everything shifted when we both headed off to college. For the first time, I felt the void of not having Pat by my side. It was a wake-up call that made me realize just how much he truly meant to me. Ironically, the separation turned out to be a blessing. It allowed us to forge our own friendships and appreciate the time we spent together even more. I'm incredibly grateful to the Merrimack boys and girls for welcoming Pat into their lives. You've become my friends too, and I couldn't ask for a better crew. A special shout out goes to Katelyn for keeping Pat on his toes for those 4 years and not dating him right away, because let's be real, he likely would have blown it. I know Pat feels like the luckiest man alive to have married you, Katelyn, but I also, for the both Horn and Foley families, we are incredibly grateful to have you in our lives. It wasn't easy for me to find someone who could meet my expectations for Pat's wife, but you haven't just met them, you've exceeded them in every way possible. I'm truly thankful to be a part of your journey, and I look forward to making even more wonderful memories together.
All jokes aside, it's been a blast being Pat's older brother. Pat, Kevin, and I have created so many memories together. There was that one time a few summers ago where the three of us and our older cousins, Derek and Craig, rented a house in Nantucket together. Actually, maybe it's best those stories stay in Nantucket. There was another time we decided to have the house party when my mom was in Italy. On second thought, maybe that isn't worth discussing today either. Probably the best story that I can discuss today is when Pat, Kevin, and our friend Joey over here visited me for an overnight stay at college for the first time. The statute of limitations has likely passed on this by now, so I do have to admit there may or may not have been some underage drinking going on. Mom, you look great tonight, by the way. The twins told me they had secured a top-shelf, expensive bottle of Smirnoff vodka to bring for the night and did not need my help securing any party favors for them. When they arrived on campus, I met them in the school parking lot and asked to see said Smirnoff bottle to ensure it was hidden when we walked into my dorm. With zero hesitation and his confidence through the roof, Pat said, "I have it right here." And he pulled out a pillowcase and held it up high from the closed part end of the pillowcase. And the four of us watched this vodka bottle shoot out of the pillowcase at 100 miles an hour and smash into the pavement with glass breaking and vodka splattering everywhere. There has likely never been a bigger bunch of idiots laughing themselves to tears in that parking lot, and I can safely say that is the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life. Thankfully, that did not prevent us from having one of the best nights together, not just as brothers, but also as best friends.
Kate, you are one of the strongest people I have ever met. You show up for those you love and go above and beyond to take care of everyone around you. This is evident in how you are such an incredible big sister to Nora and Andrew, a loving daughter to your mom and dad, a cherished granddaughter, a great cousin, niece, and friend to all of us. Seeing you here today, starting this new chapter with Pat, fills my heart with so much happiness. I am so incredibly proud of you and everything you've accomplished. Pat Horn. I have said it once and I'll say it again. I could not have dreamed of a better man for my best friend. It sounds cheesy, but it's so true. I've seen how you respect and value her and how you support her ambitions. You are kind, hardworking, and funny, but most importantly, you are incredibly thoughtful. I've never doubted once that you are the one for Kate. Thank you for loving her so well. Kate and Pat, I feel so blessed to have had a front row seat to your love story over the past several years. It has truly been so special to witness. All along, your invisible string has tied you two together, and how lucky are we to witness this magic coming together here tonight. Thank you for letting me be a part of this journey with you. May you always be as happy as you are today in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in raising our glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Horn. Cheers!
Pat, it has been amazing to watch you grow into the man you have become today. I am so lucky to be able to call you a brother, best friend, and most recently, uncle to my daughter, Vivian. Katelyn, you look stunning tonight, and we are so thrilled to have you become an official member of the Horn family. Your constant generosity and looking out for others never goes unnoticed, and we know you're the perfect wife for Pat and aunt to Vivian. The two of you have come so far as a couple, and it is only just the beginning of what's to come. I am sure there are two other gentlemen looking down right now, hopefully enjoying a few beers of their own, admiring how great of a son and daughter they have. So without further ado, let's raise our glasses and cheers to Pat and Katelyn.
Oh yeah. Take a picture. Take a picture. We'll give you chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh, come here. Yeah. Come here. Then you get chocolate.
Say cheese. Say cheese. There you go.